In the heart of London, the grand Harrington Estate stood as a symbol of old money and aristocracy. The sprawling mansion, with its majestic gardens and timeless architecture, was home to the illustrious Harrington family. The estate had seen countless celebrations, gatherings, and moments of significance. However, none were as eagerly anticipated as the wedding of Emily Harrington, the family's beloved heiress. Emily Harrington was the epitome of grace and charm. With her striking blue eyes, golden hair, and warm smile, she had captured the hearts of many. Her engagement to the dashing and influential businessman, Daniel Redford, was the talk of the town. The wedding was set to be the grandest event of the season, with dignitaries, celebrities, and high society members all eager to attend. As the wedding day approached, the Harrington estate buzzed with activity. The sprawling gardens were adorned with exquisite flowers, the grand ballroom was transformed into a fairy tale setting, and every detail was meticulously planned to perfection. Emily, surrounded by her closest friends and family, was the picture of happiness. However, on the eve of her wedding, the unthinkable happened. Emily Harrington vanished without a trace. The news of Emily's disappearance spread like wildfire. The Harrington family was devastated, and the media frenzy that followed only added to their distress. The authorities were promptly alerted, and an extensive search operation was launched. The entire city held its breath, hoping for Emily's safe return. Detective James Bennett, a seasoned investigator with a reputation for solving the most challenging cases, was assigned to lead the investigation. With his sharp mind, keen intuition, and relentless determination, Detective Bennett was determined to uncover the truth behind Emily's disappearance. Part 2. The investigation begins. Detective Bennett arrived at the Harrington estate the morning after Emily's disappearance. The estate was a hive of activity, with police officers, reporters, and concerned well-wishers all gathered. The detective was greeted by Charles Harrington, Emily's father, who was visibly shaken. "Detective Bennett, thank you for coming," Charles said, his voice trembling. "We need your help to find my daughter. Emily means everything to us." "I understand, Mr. Harrington. I'll do everything in my power to bring her back safely," Detective Bennett reassured him. "I need to speak with everyone who was here last night and gather as much information as possible." The detective began his investigation by interviewing the family members and close friends who had been at the estate the previous evening. Each person recounted their interactions with Emily, describing her as being in high spirits and excited about the wedding. There were no signs of distress or indications that she planned to leave. Next, Detective Bennett examined Emily's room, looking for any clues that might provide insight into her disappearance. The room was immaculate, with no signs of a struggle. Emily's wedding gown was neatly laid out, and her personal belongings appeared undisturbed. As he examined the room, the detective's attention was drawn to a small, ornate box on Emily's dresser. Inside, he found a handwritten note addressed to Daniel Redford. The note read, "My dearest Daniel, as our wedding day approaches, I find myself filled with both joy and apprehension. There are things I need to tell you, things I haven't been able to put into words. I hope you can forgive me and understand why I must do this. With all my love, Emily." Detective Bennett carefully placed the note in an evidence bag, knowing it could be a crucial piece of the puzzle. He then turned his attention to the estate's security footage, hoping to find any leads. Part 3. Hidden Secrets. The security footage revealed that Emily had left the estate on her own, shortly after midnight. She had exited through a side gate and walked towards the nearby woods. Detective Bennett decided to follow the path she had taken, hoping to uncover more clues. As he ventured into the woods, he discovered a hidden trail that led to an old, abandoned cabin. Inside the cabin, he found signs that someone had been there recently. There were traces of a small fire, a discarded cup, and a crumpled piece of paper with a partial address written on it. The address led Detective Bennett to a rundown apartment building in a less affluent part of the city. He questioned the building's residents and discovered that a woman matching Emily's description had been seen entering one of the apartments the previous night. The detective knocked on the door of the apartment and was greeted by a nervous-looking young woman named Lily. She hesitated before admitting that Emily had indeed been there. "She seemed really upset and scared," Lily explained. "She asked if she could stay for a while. I didn't want to get involved, but she looked so desperate." "Did she say anything about why she was here or where she was going?" Detective Bennett inquired. "She didn't say much, but she mentioned something about meeting someone at the old train station," Lily replied. With this new information, Detective Bennett headed to the old train station, hoping to find Emily or at least uncover more clues. The station was abandoned and eerily quiet, with only the sound of the wind rustling through the broken windows. Part 4, The Confrontation. As the detective searched the station, he noticed a figure lurking in the shadows. It was Daniel Redford. The confrontation between them was tense, with Daniel demanding answers about Emily's whereabouts. "What are you doing here, Redford?" Detective Bennett asked, his voice steady. "I could ask you the same thing, Detective," Daniel retorted. "I'm here to find Emily. I received a message from her last night asking me to meet her here." "Do you have any idea why she would run away on the eve of your wedding?" the detective questioned. Daniel hesitated before responding. "There were things she found out about me, about my past. Things I wasn't proud of. I think she needed time to process it all." As they continued to search the station together, they stumbled upon a hidden room behind a false wall. Inside, they found Emily, looking frightened but unharmed. "Emily," Daniel exclaimed, rushing to her side. "Are you all right?" Emily nodded, tears streaming down her face. "I needed to get away and think. There were so many things I couldn't understand, and I was afraid." Detective Bennett listened carefully, piecing together the events that led to Emily's disappearance. He realized that Emily had discovered secrets about Daniel's past that had shaken her to the core. She needed time to process the information and decide if she could move forward with the wedding. Part 5, The Truth Unveiled. With Emily safe, Detective Bennett turned his attention to uncovering the truth behind Daniel's past. He discovered that Daniel had been involved in a business scandal years ago, which had been covered up to protect his family's reputation. The scandal had involved financial fraud and deceit, and Daniel had been trying to rebuild his life ever since. Emily had stumbled upon this information while going through some old documents. She had confronted Daniel about it, but his initial reaction had been defensive and evasive. Feeling betrayed and unsure of what to do, Emily had decided to disappear temporarily to gather her thoughts. As the truth came to light, Daniel realized the impact his past actions had on his relationship with Emily. He promised to be completely transparent with her and to make amends for his mistakes. Emily, in turn, decided to give him a chance to prove himself and rebuild their trust. Part 6, Moving forward. With the mystery solved and the truth unveiled, Emily and Daniel decided to postpone the wedding to give themselves time to work through their issues. They sought counseling and focused on rebuilding their relationship based on honesty and trust. Detective Bennett closed the case, satisfied that he had uncovered the truth and reunited Emily with her family. The Harrington Estate returned to a sense of normalcy, and the media frenzy eventually died down. Emily and Daniel's relationship grew stronger as they faced their challenges together. They learned the importance of communication, transparency, and forgiveness. Their journey was not without its ups and downs, but they were committed to making it work. As for Detective Bennett, he continued to solve challenging cases, always driven by his dedication to uncovering the truth and seeking justice. He remained a respected figure in the field, known for his sharp mind and unwavering determination.